Whenever you're ready, just we need to record.
Have they still yet? Not?
I don't know what to look for.
It's okay. Because I'm going to double check regardless.
That's what I figured anyways.
I think it is. I have to pee like a racehorse, you know that? Again. And it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
Wow.
You snoozed and loosed.
Wow. Is it really 4?
3:59, I think that's just 1 minute fast.
Test.
Hello.
Everybody's going to be like, I hear you coming on the air.
The voice of the people. The LXU 93.9 LPFM, Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, Lexington, Kentucky.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of Lexington Community Radio or its board of directors. The views expressed are solely those of the programmers.
You are listening to Off the Cuff. Now, here's your host, Adam Banks.
Welcome everybody to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for listening to the show and thank you for tuning in to WLXU 93.9 FM. In addition to listening to us on the radio, you can check out our Facebook live stream at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks, or you can go to the web at radiolex.us to stream us anywhere in the entire world. Amber Turner and I are both broadcasting from the Deborah Hensley Studios here at Radio Lex on North Limestone. Amber Turner, I love that name, Amber Turner. You know, if you and Wiley ever get a divorce, Amber, are you going to keep your last name? Because think about it, you have made a name for yourself.
100%.
You have made a name for yourself using the last name Turner.
Yeah. Oh, I will Tina Turner this all to death.
Well, you started off as Amber Hall.
Yeah, well.
And you never made a name for yourself with Amber Hall.
Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that.
I mean, it is what it is. You've made your mark here in this world using Amber Turner.
So what you're saying is Turner is a better last name than Hall.
It
is.
is.
That what I'm thinking of?
It is. It's a strong last name. And everybody needs a good, strong last name.
Yeah, Banks is a good name.
Thank you. I do enjoy the last name Banks. There's a lot of bad last names out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to think, sometimes a last name can make or break you.
Yes, it can.
Whether or not people take you serious or not.
There's some of these names that I'm sorry if one of your last names is something that's going to make me laugh. I can't take you serious. No, it's a wrap from the get go.
Who I feel the worst for is women a lot of the times, because women, sometimes they're born with really strong last names because that's what their daddy gave them.
Yeah.
And they're born with these really just crisp, strong names. And then they have to go marry somebody like with the last name Needleman. And all of a sudden, their strong last name has to turn into this crappy last name now.
Feel like a joke.
Like a joke.
I'd keep my last. I would have kept Hall.
So, what are some of the worst last names you've ever heard?
Okay, now look. So I have this thing where I'm checking the Kentucky arrest website every day. So it's all the arrests that are made in Kentucky every day. And today, this dude's name jumped out at me. His last name was Seaman. Seeman.
That would be terrible. Seaman party of four. Seaman party of four.
Seaman to the front.
I mean, before I've been at restaurants before, and I've heard a couple of names. I've heard the name Gross.
Oh, geez.
Have you ever met somebody with the last name Gross?
I think we had a few gross families back home. I really do think we did.
Right, and you can't go into education and be a teacher if your last name is Gross. Those kids would destroy you. Mr. Gross, Mr. Gross. I mean, they would constantly make fun of you. There's names, you know what, another last name I cannot stand is Cox.
Oh, I can't handle that.
C-O-X, Cox.
And I can't.
I would hate that for my name to be Adam Cox. I mean, it would be terrible. It would be terrible, like if I got married and this woman says, you're going to have to take my last name, and her last name was Cox. Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody, this is Adam Cox here with you. I mean, it's just terrible.
No.
I mean, there's names like Moorhead. Moorhead. Grossman. Wiener. Highcock. Have you ever met a Highcock?
I have not. I have had Poppycock before.
I have met a man named David Highcock before. There's the last name Hitler.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Hitler. This one always cracked me up. I knew a woman named Mrs. Wigglesworth.
Oh, man. I couldn't go through life and, say that with a straight face.
It's just terrible that some people are just stuck with these terrible last names.
Oh, no. If you don't have another one, I got the best one.
Yeah, hit me up with it.
Oh, man. Okay, so last name's Turner. So in all those emails that went in alphabetical order, I'm last of the list. I was just looking at names on one of these emails one time, and this lady's name was Sithole.
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 Yeah.
But that's not how I saw it at first.
And she was tortured through school.
She had to.
She had to be.
I'd change my name.
She had to be. Because a lot of kids, they like to take your last name and they like to make it rhyme. Like we knew this girl with the last name Hunt, and people used to call her. So, it was just one of those things where people would just make fun of last names. And
you're talking about yourself right now, ain't you?
What about myself?
You made up a song about me, about my last name when I was growing up.
What was it?
Amber Hall fell down and broke her knee. Couldn't sit down to
take a pee. Well, but I do feel bad for those who have those last names, because it's kind of disrespectful to change a last name that your parent gave to you. If it's bad, probably not.
I mean, do you have to say hey, Mom, Dad, I hate this name, I have to change it? Or could you just be like, I identify more with this name? I mean.
Nonetheless, Amber Turner and Adam Banks is here with you. We have been gone for 2 weeks.
I missed our jailhouse view that we have here, like we're visiting each other in jail.
Yes, last week, as you guys know, I was moving into my new home. And before I get to that, because that's a whole thing in itself, we didn't get to do the show last week live because I was moving. But Amber, since we haven't been on the air in 2 weeks, a lot has been going on in the world.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I came across just during these last 2 weeks that I want to address on this show is this National Son and National Daughters Day that was on social media. When are the social media puppets going to stop falling for these fake holidays? They're not real. It's not a real holiday. It is. So there's a national holiday for everything now. Chapstick, cheeseburger, National Headphone Day.
Wait, when's the chapstick one?
You name it, there's a national holiday for it. And now social media has found a way to tap into their puppets and let's say, hey, if we create a holiday, that's going to make people post pictures of their son and daughter. And what's happening, listen at this public service announcement that was posted by the police. It says, please everyone, please stop it with the National Daughters and Son Days post. These holidays don't exist except as a means of extracting data points on social media. These fake holidays are being manufactured in Eastern Europe and Russia by bad actors who are collecting data on you and your families, including now current photos that can be validated with facial recognition systems. You are placing the security of your family in harm's way. Please, please, please stop, and please take down any post you have made.
Oh, you mean that social media tracks your usage?
Yeah.
It tracks your data? No.
So it's hilarious, though, that the puppets just followed right along. You know why you didn't hear about National Daughter and Sons Day 3 years ago? It's because
It don't exist.
it don't exist. And when you Google it and you say, "Oh no, here it says it exists," it don't.
It don't.
It's
It ain't
not
real.
Whatever article you're reading, that's fake. That's a fake holiday.
If it ain't on the calendar, it ain't a real holiday.
But anyway, I moved into my new home.
How has it been, by the way?
Amber, let me tell you something. I feel like it really is just a milestone in life to move into a house.
Yeah, and a beautiful house at that.
Well, thank you very much for that. But it wasn't all bells and whistles when I moved in.
Well, no, it wouldn't.
It wasn't. See, the contractor that built my house decided that they was going to allow me to move in with mud all over my carpet.
Well,
All over my carpet. I asked them, I said, could you replace the carpet? It needs completely, well, I didn't say replace it. I said, could you clean the whole
Clean it,
carpet? Shampoo.
yeah.
Well, we're not going to do that. We'll spot clean it. And I was sitting there thinking, what do you mean you're not going to clean my carpet? You did this to my carpet. Well, we tell the carpenters not to wear shoes on, but you know how they are. They don't listen.
well, I didn't sign a contract for the carpenters going dirty up my floor.
Well, not only that, I paid extra to have hardwood floors
I remember.
laid in my house. There was paint all over the floors.
So like paint flecks.
Paint.
We'd have been better off me and you paint.
I asked them to clean it. They said, well, that'll come up.
That
Okay.
ain't what you asked.
I called Stanley Steamer because I said, you know what? They're not going to come clean my carpet. They're not going to clean my floor. So I called Stanley Steamer. Maybe they'll fix it.
Did you remember their number from the Off the Cuff episode of Jingles?
Call 1-800-STEAMER.
Steamer.
Yes. And the guy showed up. I said, hello, are you Stanley? He said, no, I'm Steve. And I said, hey,
You
Steve.
did not ask this dude if his name was Stanley.
Well, I thought it was a local company, and Stanley would come. No, I'm kidding. But when they came, Amber, they did their thing, and Stanley Steamer didn't even get my carpet as clean as what they could have. I mean, there was still mud and still dirt and dust in my carpet.
And they're the cream of the crop.
And they're the cream of the crop. They have the most powerful machines that you can use on
So
carpet.
it's safe to say if they can't do it, it probably can't be done.
Right. So, I mean, I honestly have to go replace my carpet now. I'm going to have to go and pay with my own money to replace my carpet and probably my new hardwood floors because there's paint all over it.
Well, now I don't rightly think it's going to be the route we're probably going to take now.
I don't know, because I did look up defamation of character.
Yeah.
And doing anything of defamation of character is when you say anything that is untrue about somebody.
Yeah.
Everything I just said on the air is 100% absolutely true. I've got pictures and I've got witnesses to back it all up. Now, right now, I'm holding off on just exposing who the contractor was, but if you put two and two together, it wouldn't be hard to find out. There's not many of those builders in Lexington.
Yeah.
But it was a mess, and I need to get it resolved. So it just kind of put a damper on the whole move-in because there was so much that I had to do before I got to move my stuff in.
And that sucks because I know how much you've been wanting to get into this house. Not be able to go in there and just have like a heyday on your first day.
Yes.
I'm sorry they cheated you out of that because that's kind of what they did.
Right, because when I wanted to relax in my nice, clean, brand new house, I had to look on the floor and see paint everywhere.
Or you had to see muddy footprints.
Muddy footprints after Stanley Steamer came.
You know, we could use it as like a what is that, murder mystery. Already got the footprints on there.
Yeah, it really is. It was crazy. Oh, my buddy came over, Chad, who's been on the show before. He came over on Monday, and first thing he said when he seen my house, he was like, "You're missing a gutter." I said, "You know what? You're right." So they forgot to put a gutter on my house, so I had to call them and say, "Hey, you guys didn't put a gutter on my house." "Yeah, we'll be right out tomorrow and put it on there." Well, thank you. I paid for that.
Did they come put it up?
They did.
Well, it's about time. You
Yeah.
know, it might have rained yesterday.
Yeah. So there was just a lot of things that just irritated me about the builder. It's principle now.
No, I mean, like, you're justified in feeling like that. You know, you paid good money for something, and this isn't just like you went and you bought something hobnob you can put together real quick, and, you put your life savings into that. You put your heart and soul into making what you wanted, so... No, I think you're pretty justified in feeling cheated, feeling a little, disrespect.
But what gets me, though, is how corporate America just likes to screw over everybody.
Yeah.
And not do a good job. They'll come and charge you $400 to clean your carpet, charge you for it, even if it's not clean. And it's like, you didn't do what you said you were going to come here and do, so why are you still charging me for it? It's corrupt corporate America. And these big corporate these big corporations here in this country are the ones that do the most screwing over of people. They do the most.
You know, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, see, back home in these local companies, they can't afford to mess up somebody's lawn or mess up somebody's carpet or mess up somebody's hardwood floor because it's too small of a town. Word gets around, and there's not many businesses. But these big chains, they don't care.
Well, and I mean, I think when you shop local, you know, these people have passion. And, you know, when you're dealing with corporate America, the only passion they have is, well, would you like to pay $1.99 for that?
Very disappointed. But I will still proceed to work on getting my floor and carpet replaced. Or I'll have to dedicate a segment on Off the Cuff weekly to the contractor talking about how my carpet and floor needs to be replaced.
You should start taking pictures beside all of these little stains on your floor, and we can go through each week, name each one of them.
But my stuff is in my house. Home is where your stuff is. And because I felt a lot better once my stuff was there.
Yeah, because that makes it real.
Yes. I am now watching my sprinklers like a sport.
I've been watching you watch your sprinklers like a sport.
Yeah, so it's trying to water. I'm trying to water the sod to make sure it sprouts into a beautiful lawn. But I can see myself becoming the new weed man.
No, man.
But ladies and gentlemen, we got lots more Off the Cuff coming at you live after these words. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
X, the voice of the people. WLXU 93.9 LPFM, Lexington, Kentucky.
Like Bill's on.
Employment being encouraged
Who?
by
Bill.
discrimination.
Hey, Bill.
The Lexington Human Rights Commission is here to help. We investigate
Going good,
discrimination
Bill.
claims,
Good to
and
hear
there
from you.
is no fee for our services. If you have a discrimination complaint, you can file it online at lexhumanrights.org or call us at 252-4931.
Hey Lexington, why won't you get the safe, effective COVID-19 vaccine?
I'll do it for my neighbor.
I'll do it for my family.
I'll do it for Sundays. I'll do it for Saturdays.
I'll do it for race days.
I'll do it for my students.
I'll do it for the music.
Let's do this. When it's your turn, get vaccinated against COVID-19.
Radio Lex has the support of vinyl sponsors John and Michelle Gardner. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. Amber, I read an article that caught my attention.
Yeah.
It was published by Vice, and the name of the article was The Death of Ronald McDonald.
Oh.
You know who Ronald McDonald is?
Yeah.
The clown, the famous mascot that McDonald's has used all of these years. Well, technically, he didn't die, but according to the article, it was kind of using symbolism, saying that the clown is never used, so therefore he is dead.
Huh. Well,
but McDonald's, they ultimately used to advertise a lot towards children.
Absolutely.
Yes, and there was a documentary that came out called Super Size Me. Did you ever watch that?
I did, actually.
Where a man ate McDonald's every day
Big Macs
for like 30 or 40 days.
Yeah.
And because of that, it was in 2010, because of that documentary, it exposed the unhealthiness of McDonald's. So they got a lot of flack for advertising to children because they're feeding them just really unhealthy food.
Junk.
So McDonald's started targeting their campaigns, their marketing campaigns towards adults and healthy food. So they just took an adult-centric approach to all of their marketing. And because of that, they completely got rid of the Ronald McDonald in around 2014.
That's sad.
Yeah, so he is no longer that's why you don't see him around as much.
Anywhere.
Hardly anywhere. And, Amber, we talked about college mascots last time we were on the air.
Yeah.
And we talked about some of the most iconic college mascots that exist. But today, I would like to talk about another entity that has mascots.
Okay.
And that is corporations.
Okay.
Businesses. Some of the most iconic brand mascots of all time.
Okay.
Let's start out with Ronald McDonald.
Okay.
I mean, an iconic mascot, correct?
Very much.
I mean, he was just very appealing. You knew he was recognizable. You knew when you seen him, you knew what company he was from.
Yep.
So let's talk about some of the other famous, just ones that you can, right off the top of your head, Amber, can you name just a iconic brand mascot?
Tony the Tiger.
Well, that's so funny that you mentioned Tony the Tiger, because that's my number one on the list.
Hey, look at there.
I mean, most people use Tony as an example when they're talking about brand mascots.
Yeah.
Tony debuted in 1951, and he's just the big old friendly tiger that just loves Frosted Flakes. Right?
Yep.
Okay, there's also another iconic brand mascot would be Mr. Peanut.
Okay.
And, Mr. Peanut debuted in 1916, but did you know that in the Super Bowl of 2020, they killed him?
I remember that.
They did a whole series during the Super Bowl, and it was actually a brilliant campaign because it was a series of like 3 or 4 commercials. The first commercial, Mr. Peanut, he died in a car accident. And the second commercial was a funeral.
I remember the funeral.
And the third commercial was like a revival of I think Mr. Kool-Aid was crying, and his tear made a seed sprout, and Mr. Peanut came back alive again.
Oh.
So now he's back alive.
Well, hey.
Yeah, so Mr. Peanut, they killed him for about 3 hours, but they brought him back to life. You can't kill Mr. Peanut.
No.
It says here that the Mr. Peanut was drawn by a 14-year-old boy back in 1916, 10 years after the company was founded. Ever since, this brand mascot design has so much grown on the public that the public does not want anything added to him. Not a bow tie, not a pocket watch, not anything.
Wow.
So you imagine the outrage when they killed him in 2020.
Oh.
Well, there is Mickey Mouse by Walt Disney.
Oh, yeah.
1928. There is Jolly the Green Giant.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the big old giant, he makes it very recognizable for what's good canned food and what's good frozen food.
Exactly.
When you don't see the Green Giant on there, it usually ain't no count.
Yeah, go find him.
There is the Kool-Aid Man.
Yep.
They call him Pitcher Man. That's his name.
Pitcher Man?
Ooh, yeah. And there was the Monopoly Guy.
Okay.
He debuted in 1936. They call him Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Yes, and he is one of the most recognizable mascots out there. And they change everything about Monopoly all the time, but he's the one thing they don't change.
Well, that's a good thing.
All right, I'm sure you know this one, Mr. Clean.
Oh, well, yeah.
Mr. Clean. So, are you attracted to Mr. Clean at all?
He puts out a lot of Steve Wilkos vibes. Yeah. And that's just, I don't dig that.
I've heard a lot of people say that they find him hot.
Well, now, I do like a man with a bald head.
And he's muscular.
Yeah, so, I'll give him a 8 out of 10.
Right. Well, listen to this. He just in 6 months, they made him the official mascot in 1958. Just after 6 months with him being the mascot, he pushed Procter & Gamble to being the #1 cleaning product brand in the world.
Wow.
Just after 6 months.
On one character.
Yes, on one character, and that's why they keep him around today.
I can see why.
There is the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, the Pillsbury Doughboy?
Pillsbury Doughboy, yes. Woohoo! Remember when you poke his belly?
Yeah.
So there was also this little, I guess, spoof that they tried to get rid of him. They tried to create a new mascot for the company, so they tried to kill off the Pillsbury Doughboy. Yeah, here is the actual article that they wrote in his obituary.
Oh, wow.
They said Mr. Pillsbury Doughboy died. He was 71. Doughboy was buried in a lightly greased coffin. Dozens of celebrities turned out to pay their respects, including Mrs. Buttersworth, Hungry Jack, the California Raisins, Betty Crocker, the Hostess Twinkies, and Captain Crunch. His gravesite was piled high with flowers. Aunt Jemima delivered the eulogy and lovingly described Doughboy as a man who never knew how much he was needed. And they said he died repeatedly after being just poked in the belly so many times.
Oh, no.
Complications of being poked in the belly.
Well...
Yes, he got his own brand, this Pillsbury Doughboys. People do their kitchen in this guy.
I've seen that.
Yeah, you can do like posters, pictures, kitchen sets, and he's so popular that Got Milk even used him for a while. Yeah, they got the rights to use him for a while. So he was so popular, he got to cross over and advertise for other brands.
Oh, well.
There is the Pringles man.
Okay.
You know, he looks real sophisticated
Just
with that
with a
mustache. Yes. And there is the Quickie by Nesquik Bunny Rabbit.
Okay.
He debuted in 1973.
That was probably my favorite, one of my favorite commercials growing up was him running through the field with a little thing of Nesquik.
Well, if you look at the Bunny Rabbit, you will see that he portrays just a very fast persona. Everything about him is fast, and that's what Nesquik is supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to make the chocolate milk fast.
Mm-hmm.
There is Mario.
Okay.
And he is the mascot for Nintendo. He is on everything Nintendo. It doesn't have to be showing it can be showing a different game, but you're still going to see Mario.
You will.
Mario is your mascot. And there is Captain Morgan.
Okay. He makes good runs.
Yeah, he's the captain that stands with his foot on the barrel. There is Chester Cheetah by Cheetos.
Oh, man, it ain't easy being cheesy.
It's not, and can you get more cool than Chester Cheetah?
No, I don't know if cool would be the word I'd use.
He was so cool that he became the protagonist in a few Nintendo games. Do you remember the game? Please tell me you do, because you're a 90s kid. Do you remember the game Too Cool to Fool?
I was too cool for school on that one because I don't know nothing about that.
There was the M&M Spokes candies.
Oh, ooh, I love those.
I do too, because it lets you know Christmas is coming.
I was going to say the Christmas commercial's my favorite. He does exist. They do exist.
They do exist. But there's not just one of them. There's what, the green one?
The
green one was the sexy
That's
female.
the woman, yeah. It's the yellow and the red are the two boys.
And then remember when M&M introduced the blue M&M? Because there used to not be blue M&Ms.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure there used to not be blue M&Ms, and when they introduced the blue M&M, he became a new character of the M&M spokespeople. So yeah, there is Colonel Sanders by KFC.
Kentucky native.
Now, he is a real person, and they still use him as the mascot. I will say this. I've been across the oceans. I've been to Ecuador before, and I've been to the country Panama before, and I've been to the Bahamas before. They all have KFC.
Every street in Jamaica has a KFC. And in the Philippines, they have KFCs everywhere. I love it.
It could be maybe one of the most recognizable brand names or brand mascots in the world.
Absolutely.
The Colonel, he's always just sitting up there winking at you. There is the Michelin Man.
Okay.
The idea behind the plump brand mascot, the Michelin Man, was to represent a person made of tires.
Well,
do you see that when you look at him?
I kind of see the jet puff dude, like he should be walking around.
There is the Gecko Geico.
Okay, I like him actually.
Yeah, he's that quirky little lizard.
Got a cool accent.
And I think people, he might be one of the most recognizable.
I would say definitely now, yes.
There is the Morton Salt Girl. Pouring out the salt when she's got an umbrella and she's pouring out the salt behind her.
Yes.
She's been around since 1914, and that's where the slogan comes into play. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
That's what she's trying to convey.
Okay.
But when you see that mascot, when you see that little girl with the umbrella pouring out the salt, you know it's Morton Salt, don't you?
You do, actually.
Okay, I'm sure you recognize this. What Amber keeps going and going and going and going?
The Energizer Bunny.
Yes, and I remember the Energizer Bunny commercials as kids.
Yes, I do
too.
Boom,
boom, boom.
Do you remember the cool commercials when you could test the batteries, when you could hold them, and it always did really cool I don't know, they had a 3D commercial. It was when, you remember you could hold the two buttons down on the actual battery and it would tell you if it was a good battery or a bad battery?
Yes.
Yeah, they had some good stuff during that.
And finally, the last one is McGruff the Crime Dog.
Okay.
Yes, he's been around since 1980. He is the trench coat wearing hound. Yeah, and he always likes to say, take a bite out of crime, which became their slogan. So it just goes to show you that mascots have a lot of power power when it comes to marketing. And if you want longevity in a brand, a mascot is the way to go.
I agree.
I mean, think about your most famous brands in the world. They have mascots associated with it. And I just thought that was really cool. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got lots more off the cuff coming at you live after these words. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Matt Daly, and this is Radio Lex, the voice of the people. WLXU 93.9 LPFM, Lexington.
Buy local and support our Lexington economy. Independent, locally owned businesses offer products and services designed for Central Kentuckians, and they support community causes. Compared to buying from national chains and big box stores, when you shop local, you keep 3 times more money in your community. Your friends at Local First Lexington thank you for shifting more of your spending.
Bill says the raisin guys. That's true, Bill.
Providers, artists, and nonprofits. Think local.
Oh,
buy
Jeffrey
local,
the Giraffe,
think
yeah.
Local.
You guys are giving some good ones here.
Hey Lexington, if you're at least 16, you can get the COVID-19 vaccine.
I did it for my neighbor.
I did it for my family.
I did it for Sundays. I did it for Saturdays.
I did it for race days.
I did it for my students.
I did it to see my friends.
I did it for my team.
Let's do this. Learn more at lexingtonky.gov/vaccines.
Radio Lex needs you. Independent community radio thrives because of listeners just like you. Visit radiolex.us/volunteer to become part of the voice of the people. From producing programming to helping us with the day-to-day, or support Lexington's community radio with a financial contribution. Visit radiolex.us/donate and support Radio Lex right now.
Radio Lex has the support of vinyl sponsor, the JCC Group family of companies. thejccgroup.com.
Welcome everybody back to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. Nikki on the show thread says, what about the giraffe from Toys R Us? Well, Nikki, Toys R Us went out of business, so I don't really know how effective that giraffe was.
Oh, come on.
Bill says the Raisin Guys. What company was the California Raisins? Was it
California Raisins?
Oh, I just thought maybe that was like a TV show, California Raisins.
I think it really was like a little snippet of like commercials they did strung together.
Amber, Waka Flocka was at the UK game.
I've seen that.
Yeah, he introduced the team because it was a big weekend for the Kentucky Wildcats. We haven't got to talk about it because we haven't been on the air since. They beat Florida for the first time at home since 1986.
That's crazy.
1986. That's a long time ago. That was 35 years ago.
It's longer than we've been alive.
That is. And a few takeaways that I have.
I've been waiting on this one.
Well, just a few takeaways. You know, I'm proud of the Cats. I think it was amazing that they beat Florida. I mean, how cool is that?
Well deserved.
It was. It was well deserved. The final score was Kentucky 20, Florida 13. It was a defensive battle as both offenses got off to a slow start, Amber. And the halftime score was 10-7 Gators. But then Kentucky, after the break, we came out on top, taking the lead, and we won. What a win, and it makes us 5-0. 5-0. It's been a while since Kentucky's been 5-0. This is actually the second time for Mark Stoops that he has been 5-0. The last time he was 5-0, he lost every other game after that. But we're not going to say that for this time because I really do think that this team is good. But since I'm talking about Mark Stoops, let me just say this.
That's what I was waiting on.
The man makes $5 million a year. And it really frustrates me when anybody gets on to me and says anything to me about criticizing this man because he makes $5 million a year. It's not like the man makes $85,000 a year. And if you do that, sure, yeah, you can lose a bunch of games, win a bunch of games. It don't matter. I don't care. You only make $80,000. But dude, when you make $5 million a year, I can criticize.
Expect results.
Yes, when a man makes $5 million a year, he shouldn't get praise for doing something he should have already done 3 or 4 more times before. Do you know what his record is against Florida? It's 2-7. 2-7 against Florida. So he's been there 9 years. And everybody's calling him the greatest football coach of all time because he's 2-7 against Florida.
Well,
dude, you've been there 9 years and you've won twice and you get paid $5 million a year. If you got paid $50,000 a year, I'd say, you know what, congratulations. But you make $5 million a year. You need to be beating Florida every other year, don't you? $5 million a year?
Well,
$5 million a year. Okay.
He's proven otherwise.
But the thing is I understand everybody's like, okay, Adam, calm down. Just don't be on here calling him the GOAT. Don't be on here calling him the greatest of all time. Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Well, now I'll even talk to them, and y'all know I don't even do sports.
He's 3-2 in bowl wins at Kentucky. Okay,
yeah.
3-2. Been here 9 years. He's 27-42 in the SEC.
Oh, okay.
27-42 in the SEC. Now, and then I'm going to just let that be food for thought. I'm going to get off Stoops. It was a great win, and it was a good win for us. It was a good win for us fans. We needed that. And the fans rushed the field. I think that's great because UK always gets fined like $200,000.
Insane.
That always cracks me up because they got the money.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it. But what gets me was after the game was State Street.
Oh, that's... you want to talk about gross.
Well... You expect to see college kids on State Street. You don't expect to see people your own age on State Street. We're way too old to be going to State Street, and I've seen a lot of people that looked around our age on State Street, and I know there were people that were older than us on State Street. What goes through your mind to think it's okay to be a grown-up and to go and riot for winning a regular season football game?
Well, now, Adam, you're not being a true Kentucky fan.
Well, and it also cracks me up how media outlets likes to pick and choose when it's appropriate to gather in masses. Everybody on the media is like, oh, God, look how sweet, look how cool everybody is over there just celebrating the Florida. And everybody's hugging and licking all over each other. And then you know, people want to go to church, and everybody's like, oh, my God, those hillbillies just have to go and worship, don't they? It just cracks me up how the media likes to pick and choose on when it's okay to gather in masses.
I feel you.
And COVID or no COVID, I think the whole rioting in for anything in sports is stupid.
I don't get it.
It's
I don't
stupid.
get it.
But ladies and gentlemen, we've got a big win that we can lay on for the week. I think that's great. I think that was for us fans, and I think that it was just something that we should be happy about. But ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time for Off the Cuff to play its Song of the Week. And Amber, I have a banger for everybody playing, or for everybody listening. So roll down them windows, ladies and gentlemen, and listen to a little BIA and Nicki Minaj with A Whole Lot of Money. We'll be right back.
I'm allergic to that nose. My wrist game on cold. I might paint my coupe white just to match with my toes. Yeah, I can't wear the shit you wear because it's cheap to me. It's some money at my table. Grab a seat with me. Cost a ticket just to cover all my legal fees. I don't hang with jealous bitches. That's a weak disease. Don't run up. If you're broken in my business, then just shut up. I invested in my body, bitch, I'm done up. I look good, I like to fuck, I'm when the sun up. I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. And I keep it with me just so that I'm feeling safer. Fendi on my body, but my feet is in Bottega. I'm getting money, gets a whole lot of money in this mouth. It's a whole lot of money in this mouth. get too bold. I'm allergic to that note. My wrist game on cold. I might paint my coupe white just to match with my toes.
Hey yo, I put on my jewelry just to see my off. Fingers on his boat, like I'm about to tell him cough. Like, how do I can't give it to him dry like that. You gotta get that wet first. You gotta break the shit like that. Bring that shit back, bring that shit back. I put on my jewelry just to go out by the pool. And I keep it with me in case somebody act the fool. Gucci on my I'ma make these drool. Higher than the moon, but I'm in tune, so don't run up. Cause if you run up, I guarantee you ain't gon' leave looking done up. Some little Chinese bangs with the run up. I got the crown, little bitch, you just a run up.
I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. And I keep it with me just so that I'm feeling safer. Fendi on my body, but my feet is in Bottega. I'm getting money, gets a whole lot of money in this month. It's a whole lot of money in this month. Ain't gon' keep me run no broke, that broke get old. Ain't gon' keep me run no get too bold. I'm allergic to that note. My wrist game on cold. I might paint my coupe white just to match with my toes.
Hey yo, Bia, I just been the block. All these bitches wanna be ya. Probably cause my waist gone, money long near. Well, I ain't talking cars, long hair, don't care. In a twin seater, you Tamara was Tia. You could see I f them like porn stars. And playing basketball, but my bitches all stars. Da Vinci on my wrist cause I'm richer than most bras. Yo, niggas tripping and sending my postcard.
I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. And I keep it with me just so that I'm feeling safer. Fendi on my body, but my feet is in Bottega. I'm getting money, gets a whole lot of money in this month. It's a whole lot of money in this month. Ain't gon' keep me run no broke, that broke get old. Ain't gon' keep me run no.
Now I know you think that's a banger.
Oh, this song repeated to Get Moving Weight Loss Gym.
Who introduced you to this song?
I probably found that myself.
Oh.
Hey, buddy.
But we were talking about Kentucky football. We have a new game coming up this Saturday, LSU. I can't wait to attend that one. I'm excited about it. You know, I like to go every now and then. And since we are talking about UK football and LSU, let me just go ahead and give you my betting prediction.
There we go.
Yes, well, just some things that you guys should know before you place your bets is that LSU is 16-1 straight up in all 57 all-time head-to-head matchups against Kentucky. So most of the time LSU is going to beat Kentucky. That's just how it is. LSU defeated Kentucky 41-3 during their most recent meeting, and that was on October the 18th. 2014, and Kentucky is 6-0 straight up in its last 6 home games. So, listen, we're at home for some reason. Stoops and the Cats win at home, so the odds are in the Wildcats' favor. Now the over/under is 50.5. Take the over. That's a lot of points. That's my betting advice.
Tips.
That's my betting tips. And it's not every year that you get to see LSU and Kentucky go head-to-head in a battle because it's just two different parts of the SEC. Mm-hmm. So it's just like Alabama, Kentucky. You don't get to see it all the time.
Yeah.
I was actually at the LSU Kentucky game in 2007 when, it was LSU was number 1 in the country, and Kentucky was like, I don't even think ranked in the top 25, and we beat them.
Oh, wow.
That was cool. And I have a shirt that says LSU.
Oh, gosh.
But I plan on going to that one. I do look forward to it. But ladies and gentlemen, we still got one more segment to go, so stick with us. We'll be right back after these words.
Job at risk because of discrimination due to gender identity? The Lexington Human Rights Commission is here to help. We investigate discrimination claims, and there is no fee for our service. If you have a discrimination complaint, you can file it online at lexhumanrights.org or call us at 252-4931.
Hey Lexington, if you're at least 16, you can get the COVID-19 vaccine.
did it for my neighbor.
I did it for my family.
I did it for Sundays. I did it for Saturdays.
I did it for race days.
I did it for my students.
I did it to see my friends.
I did it for my team.
Let's do this. Learn more at lexingtonky.gov/vaccines.
Radio Lex has the support of Founders Circle member Lexmark International.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. Last segment of the hour. Feels really good to be back live on the air. I don't know about you.
It really does feel nice to be back. It feels normal.
I've been very busy just trying to pick out things for my house, and the one stop place that I love to go to that has everything is Wal-Mart.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart has everything.
Everything you need and then some.
And then some. And I'm not saying you have to buy a couch there, although you could.
You can.
You can. So I gathered a lot of things from Walmart, and it made me just start thinking about some things, Amber. It made me start thinking about the old Walmart.
You mean the good Walmart?
The Walmart back when they used to have carpet where they used to keep the clothes.
Yes.
They used to have Walmarts with carpet in them.
And the smell of buttered popcorn would fill the air, and you could hide inside the clothes racks.
That's right, because back where I grew up, back in the Whitesburg area, Prestonsburg area, those Walmarts, those small, intimate Walmarts, used to have McDonald's in them. They used to have, if they didn't have a McDonald's in them, they used to have their own restaurant in them.
Yes, they did.
It was called, I believe it was called the Radio Grill.
It was.
It was called the Radio Grill.
It was.
And they had popcorn, nachos and cheese.
Cotton candy.
The Aussies.
Slushies.
The Aussies.
Yes, man. It don't get no better than that, I swear.
Well, they kept the Aussies around for, I want to say that was kind of the last thing to go.
I think it was, but I don't know. I feel like they switched to like that alligator ice, like there at the very end, and then I was like, you know what? Like y'all done gypped me by taking everything else. I'm just not gonna support this.
But they had a whole cafe.
They did. You could get hot dogs, hamburgers, French fries.
Yes, it was something else, and it just made the shopping experience just fun, and just Walmart looks different now. It's too corporate. It's too big. It used to be very homey and small.
Well, okay, so here's something I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that, back in the day when we were children, it felt like Walmart had rows and rows and rows of toys.
Mm-hmm.
Did it or did it not? If there was a toy out, you could go there and get it.
Yes.
I feel like now when you go to the toy sections in the Walmarts, they're like 3 rows.
Yeah.
3-4 rows.
Yeah.
And back home it used to be 10 rows. It's crazy to see what they have kicked the bucket with and brought in.
Yeah, kicked to the curb. But just the little things. Everything is a super Walmart now. The good thing about those small Walmarts like Whitesburg and Prestonsburg is they're still small.
Oh,
they
yeah.
haven't converted those over to big Walmarts, which they have to be one of the only few in the world that still exist.
I'm pretty sure the one in Whitesburg was like one of the only
non-super center Walmarts.
Yeah.
Because they're all closing down. And it's just because Walmart has just expanded and got huge. It looks like a shopping mall inside of Walmart now.
It really does.
Because you can get your hair cut in there. You can go to the bank in there. That's
go to the vet.
That's not how Walmart used to be.
Nope.
Bring back the Radio Grill and take out the hair salon.
And bring back the arcade.
Well, you remember when you would walk into the small Walmarts and they would have greeters, which they still have greeters, but they would greet you with a smiley face sticker.
I miss those.
They would give the kids smiley face stickers.
They did.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
Yeah, they don't do that. They used to feature those smiley faces everywhere on the
bags.
on the bags, on the commercials. Remember, the ball would just roll around and hit things, and the prices would roll back.
Yep, roll back, roll back, roll back.
On the bags, yeah, the bags used to be blue plastic.
They were blue, and he was yellow, I believe.
Yes, and it was. The Walmart bags don't have the smiley face anymore, do they?
No, I think they're just like a gray color that just say Walmart.
Does it have a star? What's the star all about?
I don't know about all that.
Yeah. So, and we've already talked about Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronald McDonald was always at Walmart. If there was a McDonald's in Walmart, he would be sitting on the bench.
Oh, I have so many pictures with Ronald McDonald.
Yes. Amber, we're forgetting about the fish tanks. The lobster tanks that used to be at Walmart. You used to be able to go and buy fish at Walmart.
I know, but that used to make me, because you just walk by and see all these fishes just belly up, just goners at them. And here I am as a little kid walking through here.
Well, they had the electronic stations to check out the video games. Remember, you could go test out a video game?
Yes, I do.
Now, because of COVID, they completely eliminated that.
I mean, was it still a thing, though? Did people still go and try them out there like that?
I know that you can go and still listen to headphones. You can listen to headphones.
I don't think you can do that anymore.
Yeah.
I think you're living in 2005.
But it was just, you used to be able to go get your blood pressure checked on your own at Walmart, remember?
Yes, over in the pharmacy.
Now, who would stick their arm in that nasty machine?
Me.
You know,
you.
I never checked my blood pressure. I probably did as a kid. I was probably playing around way too much. But it makes me miss the old Walmart because the old Walmart was just cool.
It felt less corporate.
And there was Kmart. I bet a lot of our listeners don't even remember Kmart.
I bet a lot of our listeners don't even know what Magic Mart is.
Magic Mart.
That's sad.
I bought my first suit from Magic Mart.
What grade were we in?
I believe I was in the 5th or 6th grade. Yeah, my daddy bought me a suit.
Oh.
Yeah, at Magic Mart. But
we're at Hazard.
I can't remember where it was exactly. But yes, Magic Mart, Kmart, those places. Kmart was always like it was the competition to Walmart.
Yeah.
But they had its own thing. They had a cafe too.
They did.
They had a cafe.
I don't remember what that one was called, but I do remember that one.
But it just mirrored Walmart a lot.
It did.
Yeah, it was cool stuff. And I do miss Walmart, and I just do miss just all of that intimate shopping.
Still miss the arcades though.
Yeah.
Need to bring that back too.
Yeah, the arcades.
Ball games.
100%. Oh, they used to have the little horses on the outside too that you could ride. Yes, you could put the quarters in and ride. I used to ride those all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You could go out and get pop for 25 cents at Walmart.
Sam's Cola.
You
get the Sam's Cola.
Or Bubba's Choice.
Oh, Bubba's.
Or whatever it was. Those off-brand pops were
Thunder.
They were always in the vending machine at Walmart.
They were.
Walmart was the only place that would put fake pop
in the vending machine.
In a vending machine because it was cheap. All right, Zach says on the show thread, he says, miss you talking about Stoops, but heard about it and wanted to let you know the previous 6 coaches. Before I even read more, I'm not talking about the previous 6 coaches. It says we're 1-30 against Florida. Well, okay, Zach, again, when you make $5 million a year, I can criticize. It don't have to be. I don't care if you're winning. If you beat Florida, you need to beat them more than twice in 9 years. I mean, if you're getting paid $5 million a year, now if you were getting paid $100,000 a year, I'd say okay, we'll get them next year. But you're getting paid $5 million. You're getting paid $5 million to lose.
Well. You know, all I got to say is this is off the cuff with Adam Banks, not off the cuff with Mark Stoops. So.
Yeah, if Mark Stoops wants to come on and give me a piece of his mind, then by all means do so. But ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for another edition of Off the Cuff. It feels good to be back. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Ember Turner, and I'm Adam Banks. This is Off the Cuff. We'll see you next Thursday from 4 to 5. See you guys.